What's up everyone, Christine here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about dry eye and my experience of trying a warm compress to see if it helps relieve my dry eye symptoms or is it just, a waste of time. A little background on my dry eye. I don't really know why I have dry eye. I'm not sure if it's just one of those things associated with having CVID, if it's because I was taking antihistamines for way too many years, if it's just bad genetics, bad luck. I don't really know. Doesn't really matter. My eyes really bother me. Now, it used to be worse, but thankfully I did get some recommendations from my optometrist. I apparently have like blepharitis and meibomian gland whatever syndrome, who knows. Anyways, the thing that I have found to be the most helpful thus far is using a lid scrub to clean my eyes. So what I am using right now is this. It's literally called Lid Scrub Plus. So there's, from what I know, 3 different levels, I guess you can say, of this lid scrub. They have the most basic level, which is the dark blue. Then there's a severe level, which is light blue, and then this is the first time I had found this one. There's a platinum, which I guess is the most severe of the severe. I prefer using the pump at home because I feel like it's less waste. I can just dap it on my eyes right away, or I just put it on like a little makeup circle and rub it on my eyes. With the packets, which they come in little packets. The wipes are very large. When I was first using lid scrub, I was buying the packets and I ended up cutting them. You could really cut them in half or fourths. It kind of became annoying, so that was another reason why I went to the foam. But I like to keep these around because I use these when I travel. Because when I travel, these don't have to go in my little liquid bag, whereas the foam pump will. As far as lid scrubs, the last time I went to my optometrist, which was in March, a few months ago, he told me about this product called Avenova, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a prescription spray solution. Let's see if I can get this to focus. He told me it's something made from like orchids, or not orchids, okra. Same thing, orchids, okra. Yeah, he said this is like the new thing on the market, is supposed to help. When he wrote the script for it, he told me the maximum that I would have to pay for it is around $60. So I said, yeah, sure, write the prescription for it. And then as soon as I was driving away from the office, the pharmacy called me and they said, do you want us to actually order this stuff? Because it's gonna cost you about $800. And I said no. But I tried the sample of this anyways to see how it helped. And I will say I didn't really see much of a difference of using this compared to just using the lid scrub. Yeah, therefore I am not spending a couple $100s on this when I can spend, what is it, like 15, 20 max for this bottle? I don't remember. They're all different prices. This is annoyingly priced, but it's more reasonably priced and it does actually really help. So I'm okay with buying it. I do still deal with dry eye symptoms, but I remember what things were like before I started using this, and it was really bad. My eyes were burning and gritty and gunky, and they're still gunky and they still burn, but it's not quite as bad as before I started using that lid scrub. So I don't even want to know what it's like to be off of that lid scrub. That is how much I love it. And let me tell you, you cannot fully appreciate how dry your eyes are until you are in a patient's room and you're in a contact room for 90 minutes straight and your eye feels like it's on fire and there's nothing you can do about it, and you want to rub the out of it, and you want to put some eye drops and you want to wet it and you want to do a whole lot of things to it, but you're standing there in that contact room with your gown on and your gloves on, and you're exposed to whatever infectious thing this person has, and you really want to rub your eye and you really can't. That's my little spiel on how annoying it is to have a dry eye when you're a healthcare worker. Now, the next thing that I do for my dry eye is I use eye drops. I use what my optometrist tells me to do, which is like the most expensive bottle on the rack, but you gotta do what you gotta do because you gotta get rid of your dry eye. What I'm using now is Systane Complete. It says it is optimal dry eye relief. I put in these eye drops throughout the day. I probably really should be using them more, but again, it's kind of hard with work, and I don't always remember to do so until my eye's on fire, and then I'm like dousing it in eye drops, and then everyone thinks I'm crying and they want to ask me, oh, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing, man, my eyes are just on fire. That's what's wrong. Despite the fact that I flood my eyes in eye drops and scrub them every morning and sometimes night, I will admit I do forget at night, and I should get in the habit of doing it in the nighttime as well. My next choice is I am going to try to put on a warm compress. Now, I went to an Immune Deficiency Foundation patient education meeting this past weekend, and I got this little lovely hot cold pack from Octapharma, and I decided, wow, this is the perfect size to rest on my eyes and do the whole warm compress on my eyes thing. I'm gonna try it out. I think the hardest thing for me to be able to do this is just taking the time to sit down and actually do it. Because when you got something hanging on your eyes, you can't do anything else. And you know, when you got a short attention span and you just want to do everything, it's sometimes hard to just sit down and do nothing. So I'm going to try to kill two birds with one stone. I would like to meditate more. So what I'm going to do when I'm putting on this warm compress is I'm going to meditate at the same time to be more in the zone, more aware. Oh, doesn't it sound exciting? Now, if we take it to the internet, because everything on the internet is true, it's a fact. We go to this website called allaboutvision.com. It lists 12 ways to relieve dry eye syndrome. But let's see what it has to say about warm compresses. An alternative way to open clogged meibomian glands, which is something my doctor told me I have, to treat dry eye is to simply apply warm compresses to the closed eyelids to soften the hardened meibomium? I don't know. That sounds disgusting. Unfortunately, for warm compresses to work well, some researchers say you have to use a compress that can maintain a temperature of 108 degrees Fahrenheit. No way I'm gonna be able to measure the temp on this thing, so we're just gonna go with warm. For more than 10 minutes, and the compresses have to be applied for this length of time at least twice a day. Well, that's the unfortunate part. I thought I'd be able to do this for 5 minutes in the evening. Looks like I gotta quadruple my time and find 20 minutes out of my day to have something warm hanging out on top of my eyes. Well, it should be good for meditating. I'm gonna be mindful. Most people are unable or unwilling to perform this type of dry eye treatment correctly, and shorter and less frequent use of variable temperature warm compresses typically is ineffective. So, yeah, I really gotta dedicate that 20 minutes a day to this. Let's see if I can make it. I'm going to admit that is going to be a challenge, but hey, everything's a challenge, right? You just gotta commit yourself. Everyone can 5 minutes. 10 minutes, I mean. This is the alternative to the other thing on this website, which is frightening, and I'm happy my doctor has never mentioned doing this because the answer would be no. It is a meibomian gland expression. A very significant percentage of dry eye cases are caused by inadequate oil, meibomian, being secreted from meibomian glands located on the margins of the eyelids. The opening of these glands are near the base of the eyelashes, and if these openings get clogged, the oil that is critical to keeping the tear film from evaporating too quickly cannot do its job. This is called meibomian gland dysfunction, which leads to a condition called evaporative dry eye, which is what my doctor told me I have. I don't keep the oils on my eyes and the water evaporates too quick. To treat MGD and evaporative dry eye, your eye doctor may perform an in-office procedure called meibomian gland expression. In this procedure, a forceps type device is used to squeeze the clogged contents, hardened meibomian, and possibly other substances from the meibomian glands. To fully express the context of the meibomian glands and get them functioning properly, a significant pressure must be applied to the eyelids, which can be uncomfortable. Yeah, that sounds pretty frightening to me, so let's not start there. I really don't want some forceps coming at my eyeballs. I'm going to go heat up my little hot pack, and I'm gonna lay on my bed, and I'm gonna find some 10-minute meditation on YouTube, and I'm going to put this on my eyes for the first one of the 30-day challenge. Let's do this. Alrighty, I got my hot pack, warm pack, whatever you want to call it, all heated up and ready to go. I like to put a little paper towel in between the pack and my eyes because I want to try to keep things a little sanitary here. I got my iPad in the background. I got my headphones to block out the rest of the world. Let's go.
Here we go. Well, hello there. I'm back.
Day 1/2 done. My hopes are to do one in the morning before work, which I think is going to be the more challenging of the two, and the other time before bed. Another thing that I do for my eyes is I take fish oil, but I have been taking fish oil from before even having dry eyes. It's something I've taken since I was in PT school, once I learned about the benefits of it. Whenever doctors are like, oh, try omega-3s and fish oils, and I'm like, yeah, man, I've been on that for years. Let me just say, I am a little, annoyed of all these male doctors that are like, oh, make sure you wash all your makeup off at night. And I'm like, have you seen my eyes? There's so much makeup on them. The makeup is not a problem. I mentioned this in another video. I do not even wear makeup because it annoys my eyes so badly. I gave up on that stuff years ago. Because it's one thing when you feel the need to rub your burning eye that feels like it's on fire without makeup, and then when you gotta do it with makeup and then you got a burning eye, you look like you also have a black eye and somebody punched you in the face or you're just crying in the office somewhere. It's not fun. I will take videos along the way showing my progress and my thoughts on it, and then give a final video in 30 days. Today is day 7 of me putting the warm compress on my eyes to help alleviate my dry eye symptoms. And so what are my thoughts on this so far? Initially, I felt like I was able to go longer in the day before I felt the need to put my eye drops in. Overall, I have to say, I don't really think I've noticed any significant difference, but I am still committed to the 30 days, so we'll see if it just hasn't been enough time to make a difference yet. As far as finding the time to do it, it actually has been easier on my work days because I have my whole morning routine. When I'm getting ready in the morning, I just tell myself I have to have 10 minutes to do this, and so I make 10 minutes to do it. The harder part was actually yesterday, which was Saturday, because I didn't have my whole morning routine going on. It's just kind of a free-for-all. I didn't do my first one yesterday until like 5 or 6 at night. It was pretty late, but I did do 2. I almost did not do them both yesterday. I am happy that I'm doing this with the meditation. I do think it would be hard, at least for me, to just lay there and have like no stimulation going on. So I like that I can use it as a time to meditate. I've been putting a pillow on top of my face because I feel like it gets more heat to my eyes. But the challenging part with that is then it's a little harder to breathe through my nose because it's more like weighted through my nose, but I've been trying to balance it out. It has now been about 2.5 weeks since I've started this process of using warm compresses. I did miss it a few times. Last week got a little strange, and I also kind of convinced myself that it is not going to work and what am I doing and I'm wasting my time. But I think it is actually helping. I feel like I'm getting later into my workday before I feel the need to put in my eye drops. I noticed the other day that it wasn't even till the end of the workday that I realized I forgot my eye drops, and then I was wondering, well, did I even bring them? Did I lose them? Whether I'm gonna keep this up or not, I'm not quite sure yet. What I do want to do in the future though is consistently use that lid scrub both in the morning and the evening. I have been avoiding doing that now just because the purposes of this period of trying the warm compresses is really just to see how effective the warm compresses are, and I don't want to put 2 variables into the situation. So maybe in the future using both of them will just help me out more. A quick update, it is Friday morning. I'm almost done with the 30 days of trying the warm compresses. I've noticed that every day so far this week at work, I have not felt the need to use my eye drops at all. I have not had any dry eye symptoms. Of course, when I've come home from work, I still put in my eye drops because I know if I don't keep up with it, I probably am gonna get symptoms. But the symptoms are declining declining, so I'm becoming a believer. 30 days have come and gone since I've started this experiment with using a warm compress and treating my dry eye symptoms, and my final thought is that I do think it is helpful. I think it did benefit me. I think it helped decrease my dry eye symptoms. It helped decrease my need for my eye drops. And it is something that I would like to keep up with, but it is something that I do think you have to do on a regular basis. You can't just do it once or twice a week and expect it to make any significant difference in your dry eye symptoms. I do think that it is worth a shot for anyone out there that has dry eye, because there's not really anything negative about trying it unless you overheat your pack and you burn yourself. So, you know, like anything, you want to be careful of doing that. You don't want to burn yourself. That wouldn't be good. That's it for this video. The 30 days are over, but I have the rest of my life of dealing with dry eye, so I'm gonna try to keep up with this and hope that it helps with my symptoms. And I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!
Why, hello there. Fancy seeing you in my bed. What are you doing here? Ooh, do I have a spot on my lens? Questions.
But I gotta go to work.